Planet Zoo has been rated E10 by the ESRB for crude humor, mild blood, and mild violence. It is approved for all players aged 10 years and up. Hey there, folks. Welcome back to Appley Valley. How you doing? I'm doing all right. The zoo's proceeding well. Not a lot of problems. A couple minor things. We have some deaths over in the butterfly house, but they're not all dying out completely, so I'll accept it. Apparently, we've got a fight with the grizzly bears. Overcrowding. I think that what happened was the juveniles grew up, so we're going to take a look at that. Specific species we need to look at is grizzly bear. Okay, she's a young adult, but we're going to go ahead and release her to the wild. Goodbye, Arya. Have a nice life. And then we will... Okay, the Cherry and Buster are not on birth control, so they can continue to have more children should they choose. There's the happy bear couple. They're doing pretty well up here on their hill. So, there weren't any other real problems here. You know what? I'm going to look at the old world swallowtails just to make sure we do have enough of them. And we have a couple of peafowl who have matured. So let's take a look at those. Yes, okay. We have protesters. Ah, looky here. Okay, in the grand tradition of having a dozen things go wrong at once, we have a dozen things go wrong at once. Let's look at these guys. These are the Herman's tortoises. Call up our animal roster and then go down to Herman's tortoises. Turn off the grizzly bears. I understand what's going on. The terrarium has too many animals in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here. I've got them arranged from oldest to youngest. We're going to take the youngest male and the youngest female. And then we're going to remove everybody else. Like so. We'll release them to the wild. And let's see, we're going to call the keeper just in case. That should shortcut the protesters. All right, we've already checked on our peafowl. They're fine. Old world swallowtails, yes, just to make sure that we still do have some old world swallowtails. Butterflies tend to die off. They don't live long. Okay, we have plenty of them, as you can see. But they only live for a couple of years, so they will die off as they go older. But they are having babies in the meantime. So they are fine. That's just what I wanted to check on. Now, we will continue our building of the railroad with an exhibit for a habitat rather for the Kirk's Dik-Dik. Now, as you can see, I did add a trellis for the train. That's because I wanted to make sure that it would go through and that I could block things off. I did not actually start work on the habitat yet. That will come next. And of course, we have our constant warning about how the guests think the ticket prices are underpriced. I'm just going to let them do it because at this point, I raised the price to the maximum and they still thought it was underpriced. So there's nothing I can do about it. Kirk's Dik-Dik, the world's smallest antelope. Okay, 1 to 2, 1 male, 1 female. Let's see. They're not afraid of humans. Apparently humans are so far out of their expertise that they are not threatened, they don't feel threatened by them. That's kind of cool, actually. How much space? 250 square meters is all they need. And they need a grade 2 fence that is at least 1.25 meters high. I think we can accommodate them. So we're going to be putting them in this little area here. Let's get the barriers up. All right. Now the primary barrier is just going to run along this glass wall that I built so that the passengers on the zoo train can see them without having them in danger of being run over by the train, because my God, these animals are smaller than your house cat. If you can imagine a deer smaller than your house cat, that's the Kirk's Dik-Dik. And I know that the game technically will not allow the animal to get skished by your safari train, but realistically, they would have put some a safety measure into place to make sure that it happens. And in this case, the safety measure is the big glass wall that's between them and the train. It makes sense to me, so I'm going with it. Okay, this is too close to the path. Yeah. All right. That's okay. I know how to fix this. I'm a veteran player. I know how to do this. I'll copy that wall segment and I'll turn it in like this. And then... excuse me. There we go. That should handle it. We'll put a gate right about here, I think. Let's connect the staff path to the... There we go. That's good. Okay, so this is the boundaries of our habitat right here. So I don't have any I don't have any of these animals in storage, I don't think, but I'm going to double check. Are they telling me that these are the only animals I have in my storage? That's a little incredible. Maybe. Okay. I might be thinking of my franchise zoo, which has a ton of animals in storage. All right, I need a male and a female. How long do these animals live? What's their lifespan here? 10 years. They only live for 10 years? Wow. I'm going to be replacing them if they don't breed. Replacing them regularly. So we need to go ahead and grab the youngest ones we can. That's this gentleman and this lady here. We'll go ahead and send them to the zoo while I put together their habitat. All right. You know what? Okay. They said 1.25, so that's where I'm going to raise it to. All right. Let's work on the habitat. Now, the Dik-Dik is a grassland species. Kirk's Dik-Dik. There we go. They are a grassland species. I wonder what we can do for shelter here. Do I want to give them a small house or like a palm frond shade? Something small. Small and shelter. Here we go. It's a little huge. Still a little big. That would work, but it's bigger than I thought it would be and what I want. No. That, on the other hand, I don't think is big enough. Way too big. I'm just looking for something small. Again, way too big. Here we go. This is what I was looking for. All right. Let's drop this so that the bedding is on the ground. There. I've used this before in previous zoos. Almost every animal can use it. It's a really good utility infielder shelter. All right, let's see. Let's get a feeding tray and some water. There we go. No suitable species. Well, it's coming. Give them a cardboard box because apparently every animal that ever existed loves playing with a cardboard box. And we'll give them a spike tree. Where are we going to put the spike tree? Let's put the spike tree over in front of this window. And just for the sake of it, we'll put another one over here. And a jelly cake. Because all animals like jelly cakes. Okay. So. Here they come. All right. Oh, look at them. They're just so adorable. Oh my God, they're tiny. Tiny little deer. Tiny little deer. This is our female. I'm going to rename her Olivia. And where did our boy deer go? Hi there, guy. A Dunby. A Dunby. You know, we're going to leave a Dunby's name a Dunby, because that's actually a pretty good one. All right, let's see. Plenty of space. In fact, we've got over 3 times the space they need. We need more soil. Too much short grass. Well, no, they got enough short grass, but they don't have enough soil. So let's give them some soil. Right. Is that really all they need? Wow. Okay. They don't require a lot of foliage, and what I gave them with the water, which I presume is accessible. Yes. Just about fills up their foliage, their need for plants. But this being a grassland species, there's no way I'm not adding my personal favorite of all the African grassland trees. The umbrella thorn acacia. This, to me, just screams Central Africa. According to that, it's way too much plants and coverage. But you know what? We're going to keep it like that because I like I like the way it looks. All right, where did I put one of those? There we go. There. Yeah, it looks a little repetitive, but that's okay. The crowds won't notice. Let's take a look. Okay. Here is our Dik-Dik, our Dik-Dik habitat. You notice I did not go to the speed build on this. I knew it would be very quick, so I decided to do it in real time. Hard shelter's fine, terrain's fine. They got a little bit of a plant problem, but if you notice, their happiness is not affected. That's something I noticed early on. Yeah, okay. They say that they don't like that many plants. Yeah, nonsense. All right. All right. And oh, hey, we got people peering in through the windows, which is exactly what I wanted. Now, that's something. Let's go get one of these. We're just going to go ahead and remove this speaker because it's going to clash with the one that the lions have. I don't think they're going to be able to throw food, but that's okay. I know what I'm looking for. Just a matter of finding it. Aha. This has had no donations at all. People walking by it all the time and no donations. Wow, people are cheap. And of course, what we're seeing is what I call the new animal phenomenon, where I put a new animal in, suddenly everybody in the zoo rushes to see the new animal. Wait a little bit and it calms down. Okay, so let's look toward the work zones. Custodial, education. Double check on education because I got to make sure that the education talk is included. All right, let's see. Keepers. Got to get these animals fed. Maintenance. merchandise. Not that there's anything to sell in that area, but I like to have it complete, you know. Security. I think the lion, the fact that I got the lion covered by security will also cover this, but just in case. And veterinary. Very important. Now, you may have noticed that I do have a group for the train station, but I'm not going to stretch them all the way out to over here. Mostly they're going to be in there. And yes, this big area in the middle will have something. You'll see. Okay. All right, folks, believe it or not, we are done with this one. I think this looks pretty good for, you know, what it is. I mean, this was never meant to be a big, huge, fantastic. It is what it is. It's exactly what it looks like. And I think it does the job. The antelope are pretty happy with it. I'm happy with it. Here we go. How you doing, little guy or girl, whichever one you are? Does she have the zoomies, or is she trying to hide? No, she just has the zoomie. Oh, and it's a him. It's Adunby, our boy Dik-Dik, and he just had the zoomies. That's cool. Zoomies are a good sign when you're running this game. Zoomies means, hey, I'm happy, I'm having a good time. All right. So tell me what you think of the Kirk's Dik-Dik habitat in Appley Valley Zoo. If you have any suggestions, go ahead and let me have those too. And, you know, I'd love, if you just want to talk about anything, let me know. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
There is a solution, you could be a part of it. There's a revolution, you could be the start of it. Better get a move on while there's still a chance of it. If there's no improvement, this could be the last of it. Nature was a haven, now we need saving. No more conversation, time for cultivation. We all got a part to do to help the world pull through. But you gotta build a zoo. This is the law of the jungle, as old and as true as the sky. The forest protected shall prosper, the forest neglected shall die. You've an aptitude to change attitudes, cause we have to prove it. That planet to grab your shovel. There's work to do, the world's in trouble. You gotta